Howdy do everybody, how's it going? Today we're answering the age-old question for the Baja Warrior. Is the torque converter upgrade better, or should you stick with the original centrifugal clutch setup? Let's get started. So first we're going to talk about the chain drive setup on the Baja Warrior over here. So it consists of a centrifugal clutch, which is just like you'd have on a regular go-kart or anything like that. It has a jack shaft, which changes the gear ratio. And it has an idler. There's supposed to be a spring there, a sprocket there, to hold the tension on this chain. And then it goes to the final drive. So with this setup, you have one fixed speed, and you have one gear ratio, and you can go as fast as you want like that. So if you need to go on big hills or whatever, it's going to bog down. You kind of have to pick, they kind of picked what works in the middle. So it's decent for climbing hills. You can climb some hills with it, but it'll bog the engine down too much because you have too high of a gear ratio, right? And also, the other caveat to that is when you're on a straight line and you're just driving straight, you can only go as fast as this gear ratio allows you to go. So there's not too many ways to change that necessarily. Well, there's really no way to change it without changing your tire, your sprocket size, or your engine speed. And if you're running a governed engine, you're capped at about 3,600 RPM anyways. So a lot of people like to put these torque converters on here, and there's a couple things about them. One, they don't have a chain here, and they don't really run a jack shaft. They run a driver and a driven, and these run to a chain, a sprocket on the back to run to your final drive. They both bolt to a plate that bolts the engine, same type of setup. There's a few, these don't bolt right onto the Baja Warrior. There's a few things you have to do. I could make a video and show you how to do that. It's relatively simple. But people pick these up on Amazon for about 60 bucks, and they're a decent setup. The advantages to them over top of that is you have infinite gear ranging in here. So where your gear ratio on that side is just whatever you picked this sprocket and this sprocket to be, look over here, whatever that sprocket and the one behind it are, that's your fixed gear ratio the whole time. This has a bunch of pieces in here that move closer together, and this goes further apart as you are driving with speed. Depending on these springs, there's springs in here and weights, and there's springs and weights in here, and depending on how fast you're going, etc., a whole bunch of reasons, they will infinitely change to adapt to market situations, or to adapt to what situation you're in. So if you're trying to climb a big hill, this is going to stay more like this, and this one's going to be bigger to give you a better gear ratio to climb bigger hills faster, or not even faster, but climb taller hills. And then also it's going to switch, and this is going to get bigger and that's going to get smaller to give you more top speed for straight lines. So the question you're going to be asking is how much does it help, right? So I'll tell you, this bike, the way it is, when we do the couple engine mods we have, we put a pipe and air box on it and a kit in the jets. Excuse me. And we get, I don't know, 28 out of them or so. It's kind of what they're built for. They do about 28 mile an hour, and they're noisy. Two chains going, that tensioner and that thing, they're just noisy. A lot of clatter going on. You can hear a whole lot of chain noise in them. We get about 28 out of them. These ones here, we got set up, and we don't have that chain noise and all that stuff. We just have a belt, which we do have to change once in a while. But if you get the sprockets lined up pretty good, I maybe change, I don't know, a couple belts per season. If I'm riding heavy, like if I'll ride 4 or 5 nights a week, I'm definitely going to be changing belts once or twice a year. So it's not even that much, and they're like $8. And like I said, you can even just tie one up on here with a zip tie or something if you wanted to keep them if you're trail riding. And good luck doing that with a chain and changing that on the trail. If you break a chain, you're not going to be able to change that on the trail. Here, you can just pop a new belt on without taking anything apart. Excuse me. So speed-wise, like I said, 28 out of that one. This one, we're getting about 45 out of these. Governed, so they're reliable. not changing any of the engine speeds or anything, but due to the ability of those to do their magic in there on that belt situation, we're getting about 45 out of them. So that's a huge difference. And like I said, we'll just cruise all day. So I can take those and we'll take them up on county roads and whatever, and we'll run for hours. I mean, you can legitimately run a tank of gas through here and go for a cruise 45 miles an hour, and it's a great time. So I don't know. It's up to you, I guess, what you think is the way to go. There may be something that I'm missing based on your individual preference, but I really think that's all it boils down to, is preference, because I do definitely believe that the torque converter is definitely the superior option. They look better, they're quieter, they wear long, they're infinitely adjustable to conditions, riding conditions, and I'm a huge fan. I've got them on every one of my bikes. The only reason that one doesn't have it on there yet is because we haven't redone it yet. But yeah, I'd highly recommend buying one. You can get them on Amazon. So there you have it, guys. Torque converter versus clutch. I think the torque converter is better for about 150 different reasons, like I said. But I think you should go ahead and buy one. Definitely put it on there. They're more reliable, quieter, better drivability, and I think they're definitely worth the money. You can get them for 60, 70 bucks on Amazon most of the time, and they're absolutely a great upgrade. I'll make a video, show you exactly how to install them, and you guys will be on your merry little way, riding and just having a grand old time. So thanks for watching. See you on the next one.